Good afternoon. It is December the 5th, 2016, and the United States is bracing for its first blow of Arctic air. That's supposed to cover a good portion of the lower 48. It's supposed to start feeling its effect Tuesday evening through Saturday on the East Coast. We came in this morning hoping to buy the 95, 97 area. We raised it to 98 off the opening. 99 and a quarter was as good as you could have bought it. We had the first sell zone was 5 to 7, second sell zone was 9 to 11, and we just touched it. That was an 8, 2208 and 3/4. The trade of the day was right down here, a retest failure trade. That was good for 7 if you traded it perfectly. 1 point, a scratch, 1 point. This trade finally develops down to the mean green line, and we just sit there again forever. Just not a whole lot in the way of volatility to work with. Retest failure, these 3 S's produced a small trade. We still didn't get below this morning's day session lows. And I think the biggest factor that we dealt with all day long was that the 50 lot or greater trader really liked the long side. Started covering their shorts quickly in this area, then they went to the long side with peak buying in this area, and then there was some long liquidation into the close, but not a lot. Okay, looking at the F1 screen, we made an attempt at new contract highs, didn't quite get there. So we can see that resistance 2210 basically is holding. Pretty big day. This was caused by the failure of the Italian government to hold its seat. And the first reaction was, as you'd anticipate, off that news, the market was lower. Then when it didn't get followed through selling off the Globex opening, the short covering began. ECB supposedly's plunge protection team came in Frankfurt time and bought up to protect the ECB markets and the UK markets, and we rallied up to 2208.75. So this is an outside day. It implies trading range the next day. That's what we would expect off of this structure. Looking at the F2 contract for the day session, pretty square, but the volume's at the top end of it, so it's going to be pretty easy to trade back up with a little bit of help from some news. And we do have some news tomorrow that might impact the market. International trade, where it pretty much always is, minus 42B. No one will pay any attention to it. Non-farm productivity increases, plus 3.3. How did I do that? Writing with a mouse is more difficult than you think it would be. And unit labor costs, plus 0.3. And the big number of factory orders, plus 2.7. So that'll be the news focus tomorrow. If we close right here at 05, last rotate up was 2202.50 was 5, so we've got 5 to 7 sell 1 and 10 to 13 sell 2. On the buy side, might go a little bit lower, but support is at 98 to the buck, so 98 to the buck by 1, and then 94.96 by 2. And there'll be rumors. I would anticipate that Asia is going to trade higher. Asia was lower off of the Italian news and did not recover. So I imagine Asia will try to trade up. And if it does, that could take us into higher in the EU, UK, and then higher into our markets tomorrow morning. I don't think the buying for the Trump rally is over yet. And I think it was Bullard said that the St. Louis Fed's model only shows 1 interest rate increase between now and 2019. So if that is the case, we will not have a Trump resurgence of business. all subject to change. Huge day in the treasuries. I mean, just everywhere. The gap was closed right here. We talked about that structural sell last week, at some point either selling against that low or selling against that low where the contract gapped. The low is equal and a higher high, so probably trading range is what this screen holds. Bill auctions are tomorrow. We've got a couple of distributions here. So we're dealing with a P here. Last rotate up stopped at 17, then at 20, so we'll put 19 to 23, sell 1. Sell 2, 27 to 31. On the buy side, maybe a little bit lower. A lot of it depends if the E-mini rallies back this afternoon. We should be able to buy it a little bit cheaper, so put a question mark at 12. And try to buy 5s to 9s. Then 29s to 01s. Might take a 12, 13 to get in though. If the E-mini sells, we'll be paying up to get in. If the E-mini rallies, we won't. Looking at the 30-year, big market. I mean, this baby's just all over. Last rotate stopped at 28, then the buck, so 28 to 00, number 1. So 3 to 7, sell 1. And 15 to 19, sell 2. On the support side, last rotate down was 19, so we're currently at 23. I'll put 12 to 16, number 1. The idea that maybe the E-mini comes back a little bit this afternoon. This breakout came at 6, 4 to 8, buy 1. 25, 29, buy 2. Gold all over. 75 to 80 is resistance, and 60 to 65 is support right now. Outside day, that implies trading range. He says what our research shows. Last rotate up stopped at 76, 76.50. Then at 74, so 74. 76, sell 1. 79.81, sell 2. On the buy side, we broke it out at 70. Last rotate down was 67, so 68 to 70, buy 1. And then 63, 65, buy 2. Crude, 51 minus, 52 plus as it stands right now. Higher low, higher high, we can find a place to buy it. It is that simple. You say, come on, give me a break. Higher low, higher high. I'm going to favor the long or short side off of that. As strange as it seems, it really works well though. I mean, there's a lot that goes into lower highs or higher lows. Okay, 50.75, 51, buy one. Let them get stops below 51 and 50 and a quarter, 50.50 buy two. The spell came from 51.73. We're at 25, so 51.50, 51.75, sell one. We want to do that early. If we get into tomorrow's session, that probably is not as attractive. Then 52, 52 and a quarter, sell two. News till the OPEC, non-OPEC meeting is over. We're going to get news spikes. This market sold down, so we might catch a positive article overnight. But I think again, there was an article out early this morning. What a great sales job OPEC was doing, seeing how their production was high as it's ever been. Period. Yet the market has rallied into that. So, and then this afternoon, the article basically was restated, just saying that OPEC production is the highest it's ever been. And it wasn't exactly when the market spilled, but it was close enough. Okay, big day in the euro. Look at that outside day trading range. So on our F2 screen, I'm inclined to sell it. And so we're at 68 right now. First sell is going to be 75, sell one. Second trade is going to be 108 even, sell two. It's pretty aggressive on the breakout side. I'd like to give it the move that took us higher, started off at basically 107.25. So first support, unfortunately, is at 750. That's buy one. I like the 7 and a quarter buy right here. After the move that we had, we would expect some consolidation with sellers again to 108, maybe buyers against 107. We had almost a 3-point range today. That's it, folks, for this December the 5th, 2016. Time to wrap it up. I will see you bright and early in the morning. Hopefully we'll have a little more action than we had. A little more back and forth in the E-mini. It's pretty slow, really, when you get right down to it. Y'all have a great evening.